Welcome to the Chronicle podcast. This is Samuel Lyon. This is episode 7 on the podcast. I love the fact that you're here right now. And if you're here right now, it shows that what we are doing is resonating. And I'm told that by the team that a whole lot of you have not yet subscribed to Hello Media, the channel that we are on doing this. And you might think, oh, me subscribing has nothing to no effect to do for the brand. Please, it has every and anything to do with us. Please, if you're watching this right now, I beg, like, share, subscribe to this, because it shows that what we are doing here is resonating, and with you subscribing, it pushes us to do the best content out there, bringing the best guests out there for you, because the stories still at the end of the day matters. The impact of you subscribing is more than you could ever imagine. So please, before you get right in on this conversation, I say God beg you, subscribe to Hello Media. This is a very special episode. This is one that I'm so glad to bring back to the Chronicle podcast, because this was a conversation that I had a little over a year ago with an incredible personality that he shared that was booked for the Chronicle podcast. Now, this personality has a storied history with me. I'm elated to bring this conversation back on for the viewing and listening audience of the Chronicle podcast here on Hello Media channel, both on YouTube and Spotify or wherever else you listen to us on. This episode was one I was proud of, because this was the very first live guest that I had on after 2 years. And this guest was one that I really loved, because of what the story was at that time. For this guest, the management at that time did not want this to happen the way it happened, and I saw how the conversation was weeks leading up to this, and he tried to make it work. And when it did happen, it was so crazy, because that is why this episode is so special to me, because there's a lot of work from behind the scenes. The real episode, we are putting boxing all these in one. You have never seen anything like this. What you're about to see is the conversation with the Renaissance man at that time, and everything, both behind the scenes, both behind the camera. We call it BTM in our side, behind the camera. You get to watch the conversation. You get to see behind the camera, behind the mic, at the end of this episode. It's beautiful. It was incredible. Like, I was watching this and I'm like, oh my goodness, these people can't wait to see what we have in store for them. And like, I watched it and it brought so much memories, the pictures, incredible work by Street Media. Street Media being cornered by Okema Samuel. You can check him on Facebook. You can check him on your Instagram, Street Media, as Street on X. You can check him for your photography and your cinematography, every work, your editing job. He got you covered, because he did this for us and it was impeccable. And I just had to do the easier work of talking to the guest and sending it in, and he did everything. And piecing this together for you, the audience, is something I'm so elated and proud to bring to you. This episode with this guest is one you would thought you never needed, but it's everything you need. This conversation with this guest is beautiful. Take a listen and take a watch at this impeccable podcast.
Ela mesma não vai dizer quando eu recebi o recorde, não era negociado com quem tem. Oh, no. She's not like these shirts things of that journalists. It's not like these shirts. Because I have some fun that I was talking to in the static all I don't get space. Can I have space action? Am I wearing it well? Yes. I'm weirdo. I don't know how I'm sitting. Wait. Okay. Yeah, just don't worry. I'll be there. I'll have that video. Great. All my life, I've been thinking that when you speak, yes, I mean, that's not how it is. It is like that. Yes, if we had how do they call it? If in a proper sense, this should come. There should be an audio box. There should be another audio box where it will connect our mics, and then it will give us headset. If you want to use it on the video, so you'll be hearing just. But for me, if I'm which I can actually now hear you. To watch, and this is more of like a surprise because we've never done this before, and we're looking at doing this, revamping this for all of our archived episodes that did not get to air, and we are working on so many things. Thanks to Sweet Media on this for making this happen. Now, the conversation that you are about to see in few minutes, in few seconds, if I'm going to be fast about this, I'm pumped. This we had a multifaceted content creator on. He was the former Mr. Cross River. At that time, he was Mr. Cross River, about to go in for the Masters of Nigeria 2025 pageantry competition, and at that time, also a host and live show anchor for his incredible TikTok live. We had an advocate, Emmanuel Anna, on the podcast. Yes, we had Emmanuel Anna on the podcast, and this was a podcast that I worked so hard to get. This was fresh off 2 or 3 weeks after his incredible win at the Cross River, the Mr. Cross River competition here in the great city, the Canaan city of Calabar. And this episode was packed, and it was a great conversation. It was a great evening because he had to come in. And now, this is a very, don't tell him I told you this story, but he came in with a very high pitch fever. Like, dude was not good, but he was able to sell it. And all through the episode, if I did not get you in on this secret, you wouldn't have known watching what you're about to watch now, because it sounded great and it looked great. And I love the fact that when he came in with, as you know, he's a content creator because he came in with so many things. You're like, okay, so should I go with the sports look? Should I go with the office look? Like he had so many outfits planned. I'm spoiling this for you, Anna. Don't kill me. But like, it was amazing. I think this fit will be good, and he tried it on, and we tried to parlay it and all of that. And like I said, this episode will have an incredible bits and bits of things in there. We'll juggle that in there for you. And I love the fact that he was able to do this, and we got sat, we got prepared. He tried to live stream it, but he did not want to live stream for us because his TikTok, like, what's going on here? And I begged him not to do that. So, but he was able to get some of the BTS, like we'll call it here, the behind the mic, as Street Media was able to edit and everything. So this is gonna be packed. So one of the first questions that I went in to ask from him, and my audio was crazy, so we had to work on that. And this is what you're gonna see, but you'll be hearing very well very soon now from the advocate Emmanuel Anna. Is You can check him on Facebook. Check him on Facebook, Emmanuel Anna on Facebook, Emmanuel Anna, I believe, on Instagram, and Photo Illustrator on TikTok. That is where the good things is. And we talked about who he was, and like, who was he at that time. And this was Emmanuel Anna's question on talking about who Emmanuel Anna was at that time. Yeah, it's the conversation. Anna is a big dreamer. Emmanuel Anna is a go-getter, and which is almost the same thing. Emmanuel Anna is an achiever. I dream big. I'm focused, and anything I want, I actually put my mind to doing it, and I get it. That's me. That's Emmanuel Anna for you.
Huh. So I know you're like, you're getting to know the guest. I know I was too, because at that time I too was learning on how to know the guest too. And this that answer was impeccable. So this
The next question we dived into was, is modeling and content creating, like, why did he dabble into modeling and content creating? What are his reasons? What the hook? How did he even realize that, okay, I could do this? And from the man, he went all in on why content and modeling. And he did give me spoiler that, you know what, Samuel, I'm not even a fucking model, but content creating, I do. If you want to hear more of this eye-opening conversation, here is the answer from the advocate, Emmanuel Anna.
Before now, I didn't even see myself as a content creator right before now because I knew that it's something really stressful where you have to shoot and all, go to locations where people have to look at you making videos. I didn't see myself to be a content creator, but I don't know. I'm just someone that listens to my soul properly, right? And this day I just got up and said, oh, let me start making videos for myself. Probably it would help me somehow. So I think the first video I made was a creative video where I was like changing the color of my hair through my creative skills, and I got lots of comments, engagement, and it gave me this feeling of like power to control people on social media because social media is a place where I mean people look up to a lot of persons. So I love to be in the spotlight. So I decided to use that means to keep creating content and of course be in the spotlight. And I'm not really, I won't say like content creator, right? I just make content because of my live sessions on TikTok. Because when you make content and the contents are good, definitely you get viewers on your live session. I'm a motivational speaker. So when I go live, because of my videos on my page, it gets people attracted to join my live session. So that would be the most reason why I make content for TikTok specifically. And for the pageant aspect, let me correct you. I'm not a model. I'm not. I'm not a model. You know that there's a difference between. There's a difference between modeling and pageantry. Pageantry is a platform where you use to express yourself, where you used to do different advocacies and all. Modeling is just sell an outfit, sell a design. That's what modeling is all about. You just work to sell people's design and look good for the camera, look good for people's brand. That's just what modeling is all about. But pageant is a platform where you express yourself in different ways. I'm an advocate for teenagers and also an advocate for people with disabilities. So I decided to go into pageantry because it's a platform where people always look out for people like me, and of course, people like me should be heard and seen. So I decided to do pageantry because of that, because it gives me the platform to express my advocacy to the hearing of an heterogeneous audience. So, yeah.
I know slowly but surely you're getting to, understand why I said this was a very special episode, because you can hear from the man himself. And for me, the next question I went all in, I was so interested in listening, in hearing him give me his answers, was what the why. Like, I was like, what? I wanted to know the major drive about why he is doing what he has to do. Like, what's the major drive that he has? Like, what makes Imanana of the time we had this conversation? And Anna talked about a whole lot of things. And one of the things he pinpointed was the lack of good stats for the teenagers of today. And this is the world where now everybody says it's way easier to be successful, but at the same time it's still as hard, because as things are getting easy, it's still then complicated. AI has been invented. It's a whole lot of things right now going on. And Anna, in his words, try to play a parlay this for me on this episode. If you are wondering what did he have to say about what his major drive is, here is Manuel on that question.
I started this whole entertainment life pretty early, right? I have the drive, I know what I want, and like I said, anything I put my mind to do, I do it as much as I can. While growing up as a teenager who was struggling to be seen and who was struggling to be heard, because I was small and I was looking small, I had, with all sense of modesty, I had the potentials, right? But people did not believe in me. Maybe because of my age, not maybe. Because of my age, do I say, oh, he's too small, he cannot do this kind of thing. But I could do these things, but because of my age, they started saying things when I go to meet people, probably go for modeling casting. back then. I'm no longer interested in modeling. Maybe go for apply to be a host for any program, and all they would say I'm too small. You're too small. You can't do these things. You're just like a very young guy. But I believe that if we can see something in someone, why not just get them and grow them? Probably they would become better persons. Just accept them. When you find something great, don't try to shut them up because they are small because of their age limitations. You work with them and grow with them. So that's the main reason I'm advocating for teenagers so that they can be seen and they can be heard properly because a lot of stars are in teenagers. But because they've not gotten the right persons to hear them, to listen to them, the stars just dim. They just dim and they become useless. That's why we have so many youths in the society today living a recalcitrant lifestyle because they didn't get the opportunity they wanted to have while growing up. So while growing up, after or when they've got to the youthful age, they become less interested. Just like I don't have an interest in modeling again. So that's the main reason my advocacy for teenagers is all about.
I told him, well, Anna. So if you are not a fucking model, and most of your, your looks, everything it goes in on that, and he had all his own things to say about pageantry and all of that. I'm like, okay, so could you school me on your what your live session on TikTok is all about? Like he, I want to know him. I wanted him to tell me everything on that, and also to add to this, I also tried to like to tell for him to tell me the story behind the pageantry and all. And Anna had a whole lot of things to tell me on that, and he did talk about his pageantry story and the almost tragic ending to his Mr. Cross River pageantry, and like the crazy goal to him earning like the earning a win. He talked about like, I'm about to spoil it for you. I don't want to spoil it for you. The crying of the tears of joy, or the tears of the crying photograph that made the headlines. That was what I saw on most of the WhatsApp statuses at that time, and I'm like, who is this person? Why is he crying? And is it the first to win the pageantry? And he did go all in. He talks about the words and the impact of words from people that people don't really get to take ownership of, and he did go all in on the journey, his TikTok live, and everything. And if you're wondering what the hell did Anna even say, yeah, it's these answers to those questions and the journey of Emmanuel Anna in the pageantry industry.
Live sessions in a week. Right. And the first day of the week, or the first live session, which is on Tuesday, oh, sorry, on Wednesday, is Healing with the Photo Illustrator, a program for people that have been emotionally damaged. Okay. And I share my experience. Of course, we hear from other people's experience. And of course, it gives people to arouse their hope. It gives people the opportunity to arouse their hope that it's not only them that is going through life. Okay. So they have to listen to other people. And of course, when they listen to other person's story, they have reasons to say, oh, mine is just a minor case. Let me sit up. I will become a better person. So for the sit and gist, I just discuss, which is on Saturday. I discuss just minor stuffs. Maybe things are really arising, arousing, or no, arising. Is it arising or arousing? Arising in the society. I just discuss about those things. It's not my live session on Saturday is not really something serious, but on Wednesday is a program for healing the soul, healing the mind. So that's what my live session is all about. Mr. Crossover is an organization that I have so much interest in. I registered the year before I won, but I don't know what happened. I think something happened. I decided to stop the whole process. And I didn't feel good. I felt really bad. I had to wait for an extra year to register again. And sadly, surprisingly rather, I attended the pageant before the next edition. So I watched and I saw the whole errors and I used them to correct myself. And the next year I picked the form and the same thing happened again. I was discouraged. I was like, why do I have to compete? What am I competing for? But I now thought about my advocacy and all, and I said, okay, let's give it a try. So I registered. It was going beautiful. The tasks were very challenging for me, right? Because I have to balance school and social life, and it was tiring. I will not lie, it was very tiring, but it was worth it. And I got to camp. Funny enough, I and my classmates and I were in the same room. We shared the same room. I'm not hiding this, right? My classmates, right, had to speak so much. I don't know how would I put this. My classmate said something to me that I felt really bad. I was almost in a position to quit that night, right? He said, I can't really quote what he said, but whatever he said made me feel discouraged. And I was like, why am I here when, of course, my value is not worth being here? I can't be in a place where my value is not needed. I'm always very intentional about looking out for places that I and whatever thing I'm going for resonates with. I can't go to a place where I'm not needed. I don't like it, right? Of course, I don't like going out. I'm not an extrovert. I'm more of an introvert. So it takes almost the grace of God for me to go outside and go out of my shelf. But I decided to go for Mr. Crossing, and that thing happened. I felt really bad. I don't react easily, right? I just kept quiet. I slept over it, and I just called upon God and said, "Why? What's this happening to me now?" But and I felt really discouraged. That was like a day to the event. My performance became really poor, and there was they gave us a task for our pet project. If you're into pageantry, of course, you know what pet project is all about, where you have to explain properly what you would do when you become a winner. So I didn't really perform well, and the guy did better than I did. And of course, he used that to like feel better and all. I was like, okay, nice. I felt really bad for what he said, what him and one other guy said. It made me look really small and useless at some point. But I just kept quiet. Of course, the day of event came, we were going fine, and I think I felt sick. I was very sick that period. So, of course, they called him out, and I came out and I did my thing, and everybody. I didn't have an audience, to be honest. People didn't really shout for me, but I didn't find that as something really needful, right? As far as you have what you have, and your value is what being in that particular place, definitely you will get it. That's just the truth. So I just believed in myself, and surprisingly, this is Mr. Crossriver, so I'm not trying to be proud, but I mean I earned it. I earned it. So you out there, please earn yours too as well. Remember I said I was trying to be here like years ago, and I remembered all the whole places I've been to in life trying to be heard. I remember all the whole process I had to go through trying to be heard, and tears just came out. I know it's very hard to see a man cry, but I just had to cry. Of course, tears is an expression to solutions. So I had to cry and let myself be free. So that's the reason I cried. Nothing serious. I'm even proud that I cried.
If you're watching this now to this part, you have gotten to know the story of Emmanuel and the pageantry journey. And well, They say never. He might not love it now because of all the things that happen in the story, which we would love to hear Anna, to see where he goes from here. But we know he's still doing his TikTok lives, he's still anchoring shows, he's still hosting shows, and he's still doing so much right now in the world of entertainment. And about the pageantry journey, we hope to see where it goes for him. And at this point, I was so interested like how he copes with matching school and this budding building career of his when it comes to content creating. And obviously, you can already guess what that will be like for him. But since this is a podcast, you have to listen to him yourself. Here is what Anna had to say about how he copes with school and content creating.
I would just say it's like by the grace of God because school majorly is my major hindrance to achieving a lot of things. And it's not scam. It's not scam, but I mean, I have to pursue my dreams. I have to pursue my dreams, right? But it's very hard when you're schooling and you're trying to achieve something, most especially in the entertainment industry. It's very hard because entertainment itself needs you to be fully involved. You have to be there all the time to put one or two things up. Now, school, you have to be involved in school too as well. You have to be in school all the time to learn and broaden your knowledge in everything. How do I manage my time? I can't really say. I just use the Bible verse that says there's time for everything. Right. Yeah, of course I'm a Jesus boy. I use the Bible verse that says there's time for everything. And I just see myself working where I should be at a particular time. Of course, as Mr. Crossover, sometimes you don't even plan to do anything the next day, but you see yourself in school, and now your management calls you, you have to be with us immediately. Probably you're having a test or you're writing an exam or something is happening in school that's really serious. And they call you, oh, you have to be here and all. But you're like thinking, how do I leave here? How do I? The both are really important. So which one should I pick? That's always comes to my mind. But I don't know what happens, but I just find myself where I should be at that time. It's hard to leave school and do other things because even our parents believe that school must be you have to get the certificate first before every other thing. It's really hard. Exactly. So sometimes I get sad because I feel like my parents might think like my attention is divided from school, being Mr. Crossriver, and being a student. It's really hard, but I don't know. I just don't know how to manage my time, but I just believe that it's God that is controlling everything. For my energy, of course, it's my passion. No matter what happens in school, I leave school out of it. No matter the Fs I might be having in school, of course, I don't have an F. No matter the issues that I might be having with lecturers, no matter the issues I'm having with lecturers in school or anything that happens in school, it ends in school. I focus on my passion. When it comes to what I have to do as Mr. Crossriver, I do it and I do it very, very well. So I don't think anything from school can weigh me from being Mr. Crossriver. So that's how I just managed to see myself really hardworking and all. So that's just it.
You know, I love that this you know is about to end because the conversation was amazing. But don't get sad that it's ending. Be happy that you had to see this, because we will add behind the end of this episode. We're gonna add some of the clips from behind the mic. You will love to see this footage. This was incredible. These are our side to Emmanuel and Anna. But on this last segment on this podcast, I did go all in to ask Anna what his experience was with me when it comes to the session that we had. And Anna was so gracious enough to, not be phony about the whole thing. And, he had this to say. And if you add, one of the questions he did ask me, Samuel, will there be a next time? I don't know. You tell me, Marilana, would there be a part two to this? And if there will be, then you can hear it from the man himself.
Well, when it comes to, I'm sorry to say, I'm a very natural person. I speak as I see. When it comes to Calabar, entertainment wise, I rate it zero. To be very honest, I rate it zero. Now let's come closer to podcasting. I rate it -0. You owe you. I don't know how to. You owe the scoreboard, but I'm really surprised to see that this is actually very great. It exceeds my expectation, and I really say kudos to the person behind the scenes putting this up, which I think is you, right? So good work. This is really amazing. This is very, very nice, and I'm inspired to do myself. I think I should start my podcast too as well. Maybe I might join them. You might see me here again. So this is actually amazing. Nice job, amazing. And for anybody that wants to be part of this, you should be part of it and work in hand with them, because I know there are some people that, because you are a public figure, you they have to pay to see you. I don't believe in that, right? People made you, so why not give back to the society? That's why I didn't hesitate so much to be here. Exactly. I didn't think twice to be here. Not that because I'm Mr. Crossive, I have to carry my shoulders up, but I look forward to be here next time if there is. Would it be a next time? The bike. I thought bikes don't enter here. Yeah. Then why did they drop me there? Okay. They will. Hold on, right, coming back. Okay, sir. Definitely reach out to them. So it was a nice experience. I had fun talking to them. Mr.
an organization that I have so much interest in. I really spent